This is Jim Hamilton. I'm a group director with InfoTrends, and I'd like to talk to you about some print samples that I picked up at the recent thINK conference in New York City, as well as Canon Expo, which is Canon's once every 5 years big technology showcase. But first off, let's start with the thINK conference. So the handout that they gave to attendees was personalized, as you can see from the front, with name and logo. The cover actually was produced on the Canon VarioPrint i300, and the inside was produced on the Colorstream 3000Z series. Actually, it's probably a 3900Z. This was done on, let's say, the cover and tabs were on Glatfelter Pixel, and it doesn't identify what the body text is there, but very nice print sample, in fact, but a very functional one because it included everything related to what you might be doing at the event, the conference schedule, and all those kinds of things. So a nice piece. Another thing that they provided to attendees was a copy of the Designer's Guide to Inkjet. And now I've spoken about this, actually done a separate video on the topic of the Designer's Guide to Inkjet, so I won't add on to that there. But a very good educational piece that also was printed on Inkjet technology. In this case, again, the Colorstream 3000 series with the cover stock being CHAM promo print, Inkjet matte coated 160 GSM, and then the body also CHAM promo print, but in this case 90 GSM on the inside. I found also that some of the things that were shown there related to a lot of what's happening on the VarioPrint i300, which some of you will know by the name Niagara. But in essence, one of the very neat things at the conference was that they had set it up so that the paper mills and distributors who were sponsors of this show had the opportunity to have their stocks printed with this test image. And again, this one happens to be Glatfelter Pixel, but it's printed on a VarioPrint i300 with pigment inks. And what was done was that same test target basically was done on a whole variety of stocks. So we've got everything here: More Pixel, Roland, International Paper, Enterprise Group. There were 9 sponsors there, all in all, but such that you really could get a very good comparison of what the output would look like using those papers. And this is for a new cut sheet device, the VarioPrint i300. This is an example of that. Actually, they had the VarioPrint i300 in the production print area of the Canon Expo, and so this was the handout they were using, sort of a Olympic photo theme booklet kind of piece, showing high coverage output, printing live at that event. And interestingly enough, they have the i300 at that Canon Expo, but not at Graph Expo. So they made the decision to bring that technology to the technology showcase in New York City, but they will not have it at Graph Expo. Let's see. Another interesting technology piece that was shown at the Canon Expo is their 3900Z, which is a continuous feed inkjet product, on a smaller footprint, narrower actually, because of the way that they manage the way that the inkjet heads move and are basically set within that device, so it can be much narrower, and that footprint is attractive. Here's a very high coverage piece. I think you're probably more likely to be seeing transactional, direct mail, book, maybe some commercial print output on that device rather than sort of posters. But here's the example that they were doing, and again, this was printed on accent, opaque, digital, super smooth, white cover, really to show what an inkjet-treated paper is capable of. Very new for that show was the announcement of the 10,000. So Canon has a new 100-page per minute toner-based device called the C10000 VP. It's an image press. And they showed a couple of different samples there, including these two. So this one, more of just sort of a menu, brochure kind of piece. But they've added inline finishing capability that allows you to crease and then get a very nice fold without any cracking along the edge. So a nice looking piece here. Another good example that they had was this really, gorgeous brochure catalog kind of piece. And it was printed on Nina Classic Crest eggshell, digital solar white 100-pound cover, and then the inside. So that was the cover, and the body is that same Classic Crest, but smooth digital solar white 100-pound. So, some beautiful examples, nicely done by Canon, both at the thINK event and at the Canon Expo. Some technology demonstrations, they wouldn't let me take away certain samples, so there was a great dimensional effect that was produced on sort of a prototype Canon Osei Arizona that gave thicknesses up to really around 20 millimeters, so almost 3/4 of an inch. So if you can imagine dimensional output where you have like a photograph of a person and their nose comes out a little bit, or that runner is running, and you see his muscles basically popping out of the picture, or you might have something that's more graphically oriented, like a design or something. Some incredible outputs showing some neat future things. So everything from presently available kinds of products all the way to the kinds of things you might find coming from Canon in the future. So a tremendous event once every 5 years. If you ever get a chance to go, you should.